right, so we are going to start off class by learning how to physically print these sets, and one of them will be an 11 by 17, so it could be smaller than what you are actually working on. And then what we're going to do after that is get into how to start modeling some things in 3D, depending on how long it takes for you guys to redline. We do have a few people missing today, and when they get back, I might just have them exchange plans with each other. But the goal for printing is that you guys print at least 2 sets. And what I'd like you to do with those 2 sets is to give them to 2 other people to review. So if you want a 3rd set for yourself, then print 3, okay? So I want you guys to review each other just as if I were reviewing you. You guys have gotten back some of my comments on your drawing, so hopefully you'll know things to look for. It could even be things that you like, maybe misspellings or room labels missing, whatever you might find. The point of this exercise first is to teach you how to print. And then second, when you work in an office, even in a small one, you know, if it's 2 people, you typically share drawings back and forth and kind of redline them. So you might even give them some advice on space planning, detailing, any one of those things, right? So to get started with printing, I am in Adobe Acrobat. What I've noticed is that on these machines and most Windows machines, when you open any sort of a PDF, by default it opens in this program. And to be completely honest, oh, am I not yet? Oh, did you even hear my hooray that I got it to work? Oh, geez, sorry. How about now? Okay, oh, that was lame. Okay, so, I don't know what program this is. It looks like the internet to me, but I know it isn't the internet. Oh, it is the internet. It's Internet Explorer, boo. Don't use Internet Explorer to open your drawings. Okay, I'm going to close out. What I had to do is in my downloads, because this is where the document was, I right-clicked on it, and I went down to Open With. And one thing that I'm going to do right now, I see that Adobe Acrobat is right here. That's what I want. But when I go to choose another app, what that allows me to do is to reset the default program. So now when I click on Adobe Acrobat, see how right now it's using Microsoft Edge? Again, I don't know what that is. I'm going to click on always use this app to open PDF files. Okay. So let me show you that one more time. I right click on the file and I go down to Open With and then choose another app. The Open With doesn't? Check this. I know that if it might be zipped, maybe it won't let you go to the Open With. Are you sure you're not up here at Open and not down at Open With? There's no arrow? Weird. Okay, I think I might know what's going on with yours, Heather. If you've never opened up an Adobe program, it might not know to look for them. So do this for me first. And this could be anybody. If you haven't used Adobe here, come down to your search menu and just type in the word Acrobat, and it should pop up here. Do you see it pop up? Okay, open it for the first time, and this process I think is called initializing the program. It's just that initial open so that it'll finish installing and that your computer knows you have it. And then once it's open, then come back to this list and see if the Open With is there. If it isn't, we can try one other thing. Did I get yours for it?
Yeah, it's just making me like sign in.
Okay. So I think that's why you couldn't see it. So it looks like maybe you might need to do what Riley's doing. So go back to your Adobe Acrobat. It's waiting for you. And then you have to start the tour and do all this other stuff. Okay, now it should be ready. So let's see if that'll open up on your list. There we go. Well, I don't know why it was doing it that way. So you might get a dot, dot, dot. What I'm assuming, Heather, the difference between our computers, because my computer knows I've used these apps before to open it, maybe it's like, hey, of these, which one do you want to use? I noticed on yours it only asked for Revit, because that's typically the only thing you use, but it makes no sense. So Windows computer, you did not help us. But again, I'm still going to go to choose another app so that I can click on always use this app to open PDF files.
It says not open blah 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 because it is either not supported file, not a supported file, or because the file has been damaged.
Oh shoot, you might have to re-download it then, because I use, so is it your Everything Home Design? So I downloaded yours and it was just fine. So try downloading it one more time. So did everybody get here okay? There's only a couple things that I want to show you while you're in here. So the first one is just going up to File, Print. And we are going to first set it up for the printer across the hall. So let's...
Out of the PDF then?
Yeah. I typically always print out of the PDF. But if you are in Revit, you can print straight from there. Now on mine, do you guys see that I actually don't have the plotters you're looking at, the 305B, I think? Will you guys shout out the name to me? Is there a 305 or 301? It was a 301? Okay. And what does it end with? Oh, just these two? I don't think they're the ones. Let me go check, but it might be this one. Let me run over and check before we print. Hold on. I don't want to send it to the large. Let's see. Heather, did you get yours to open okay?
I signed out and signed back in because my little drive or whatever that I'm supposed to be able to put stuff on that's actually on a computer wasn't even showing up.
Oh, do you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so let's talk about this M855. So one thing that I want you guys to pay attention to, these are two really important buttons to know when to push them. So for today, we are essentially printing a rough draft for somebody to mark up. So usually on rough drafts, it's okay if it isn't to scale. For the most part, we always want it to be actual size. So do you see in my preview what happens when I change it to actual size? So this isn't going to fit on an 8.5 by 11. So what we'll do instead is we'll do shrink oversized pages or fit. Either one works. The difference between shrink oversized pages is that, you know what, I actually have no idea what the difference is. Fit, shrink, I don't know. But you could even come here and change it to like half scale. You know, if you knew that your 24 by 36 or that 22 by 34 that we had, if you knew that that was exactly half of an 11 by 17 or close, you could shrink it by half, and then you would know that your 1/4 inch scale is half that, which would be 1/8 inch scale, right? So for me, the first and most important thing is knowing how you want it to fit on the paper. Right? Everybody got that okay? And again, this preview will help you. The other thing that we want to do is let's click on size. I might even have to click on page setup. Yeah, my size button wasn't opening this for me. Does your size button do anything? No. Okay, then go to page setup and it'll show you all of the paper that's available for that particular printer. And we want, beautiful, 11 by 17. Don't smoke, kids. Oh, that was so gross. Okay, so we've got 11 by 17. And then typically it rotates it automatically so you don't have to worry about the orientation. And then we click on OK, and here's our other preview. So here, if I go back to custom scale and do half, you can see that it's pretty close to fitting, but do you see how it just cuts off a little bit? right? So again, it's up to you to decide how you want to print it. I'll just leave it at fit. And this particular one is 16 pages. And so what I can do here is I can just automatically say 2 copies because, well, actually I'm not going to. Heather, I'll let you print these when you're ready because I don't know if you're printing them all full scale or half. Did you get yours to open?
No, it's still, I mean, I can select Acrobat, but it's still telling me that it's either not supported or has been damaged.
Really? And why don't you go into Canvas and download your PDF from there like I did because this one's working. Go back to the assignment and then I'll show you. You can look at your submissions. So that's how you guys would do an 11 by 17. Now before we print anything, let's hit cancel. And I'm going to show you guys how to set it up to at least do 1 sheet full scale. So let's all not send a giant set right now to the 24 by 36. Let's all do 1 sheet. So Heather, I'll do 1 sheet for you so you can see what it looks like. And then once we all do a test plot, then you can decide if you want to go 11 by 17 or 24 by 36. Okay? So starting this part over, let's go back to File, Print. And then do you all see the plot wave 500? Heather, do you want to bring me the USB? Do you have Riley's USB? Do you want to throw it to me? And I'll just throw this file on there for you.
Yes, let's see, it's just my thing is only on my USB.
Okay, leave it for now. We'll do it after. It's okay.
I'll drag it over to the desktop. Yeah.
I don't, oh, okay,
We're good.
you're super fast.
We're good.
Okay. So while I'm getting this one on the USB, I want you guys to run through the exact same page setup we did on your own to see if you can figure out how to get your document scaled full size onto a sheet of paper. And then I'll come and run through the whole thing. All right, Heather, do you think I can throw if you could? No, that's not good.
You can throw it. I don't care.
It's like,
It's plastic.
All right, so starting up that process again, if I go to File and then Print, again, I'm looking for the plot wave. That's our large format printer. And take a look. It's automatically putting it on a 44 by 34 inch sheet for me. And let me go to actual size. And this fits for me. And so the thing about this, you have to kind of decide. Right now, I don't know exactly what sheet of paper is loaded, but it's picking the paper that works best. There's 2 trays, and sometimes there's a smaller tray and then the larger tray. If I'm here or there's a lab tech here, we can probably reload the paper for you if you want us to, if you want perfect edges. But sometimes, especially in my class, I don't know about the AutoCAD instructor, but if you have excess paper on the side, it doesn't bother me just because I know what you're dealing with here in school. So this is actual size, and what I'm going to do instead of printing all, do you see where it says pages to print? Go ahead and click on current page, so you're just printing 1. Again, at the end of this, I don't care if you print 3 sets full size. The plotter is there for you, but only if you're going to use it. So for now, just to give everybody a chance to see it full size quickly, let's all go ahead and send the 1 sheet. Okay, so plot wave, current page, actual size, and then print. And it does take a minute for that printer to warm up. And did you guys see this dialog box pop up right here? So this is the OSE making sure you want to print. So because it's a large format printer, it wants to make sure that you don't accidentally print to it. And right now, if you look at this preview, if the preview looks okay, you can go ahead and click OK. And one thing that's nice is if you did need more copies and you forgot to do it in Adobe, you can do it here. But I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit pause on the left. Will hopefully be pretty straightforward, but in case it isn't, let's review it in class together. So at this point, starting here, you guys have printed the 2 copies of your project. You've traded your sets with 2 other people, and now you're taking time to mark up / redline their set. So in an office, what you're doing right now is called redlining a set. And the reason why it's called redline is traditionally people use like a red pen or a red marker to mark it up so it's easy to see. And what I have said here is think about the comments I have made on previous assignments that you know I will be looking for in case your peer missed an item or could improve on an area of their plan set. Remember, in an office, we work together as a team to make sure our plan set is as thorough, legible, and professional as possible. So with that, the things to maybe take a look at if you haven't yet, make sure they have all of the requirements there. Did they forget to include something that you noticed is missing? Are the scale of their interior elevations a 1/2 inch? Are they, too small? Are they down at a 1/4 inch? How are the drawings laid out on the sheet? Do they look nice and legible? Are they all over the place? Maybe even take a peek at their title block. Do they have the right information, the right date, things like that? And then I put return your review comments to your peer and review your own comments made by others. So I hope that in the next 50 minutes you should be able to get that done. So I'll check in before you guys leave. But I would like you guys to pass these back so you can work on this and have it turned back in by Tuesday. And the other thing that I've also included is take some time to review your own set and notice if there's any changes and updates you'd like to make. Even in my own practice, I will look at something and think it's perfect. I hit print and there's 10 things I didn't notice. So, I know 2 peers are looking at it, but take a look at it on your own too. And one of the last things that I put is update your plan set to incorporate all of the relevant comment and suggestions made to you. So just because somebody is pointing something out, it doesn't mean you have to do it. There are things that are obvious, like spelling errors, that you should update. But if somebody puts something like, I don't like the way this table looks in this room, you might not agree with that. You might say, you know what, I like this table, I'm keeping it. So that's why I'm putting relevant comments. And part of that is, if they say, I don't like this table, maybe you're like, okay, it's a little bit big. If they sketch a table, you don't have to put the exact table that they sketch. You might go and find another table or completely get rid of the table and do something else, right? So at the end of the day, it should be relevant to what you want to do. It's still your design. And what I want for this, I just want your PDF sets, so the original and the new one, so I can see kind of a before and after. And I'd like to see that on Tuesday. And I'll probably take the rubric off of this one. We'll see. I might change it up a little bit, but I would like to see the difference between the before and the after.
So send the PDF that we already sent you.
Yeah.
And then our updated.
Yeah, you'll resend it so I don't have to go back to the other one, and that way we'll have both of them in the same place.
So are you grading the ones we already submitted, or are you grading the one that update?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Any questions about this process? No? One thing that I would also suggest to you guys is in an office, when you get a red line set, you typically have a highlighter at your desk and you go through and you highlight all of the comments after you've changed them or just acknowledge them. That way you know you get through everything. So make sure to do that as well. Okay. Are you guys okay on time? Do you think another 50 minutes will be good for you guys to get through 2 sets? Okay. All right.